Hey guys, we're going to be talking about the different steps to doing laundry today. There are 5 steps that you need to make sure that you take care of. The first step is to sort the laundry into different categories, and we'll talk about that in just a second. The second step is to make sure that you pre-treat any stains and close all zippers. The third step is to use the washing machine correctly. The fourth step is to use the dryer correctly. And then that fifth step is to fold your clothes and put them away. Sometimes that fifth step doesn't always get done right on the same day, but it is an important step to do. About that first step, sorting. So you want to sort on 3 different criteria. The one that most people know is sorting by color. If you have a lot of bright colored clothes, bright reds, bright blues, especially if they are new clothes, that dye can come off of the fabric, and then it can get into the water and can get onto your lighter clothes. So you would want to sort your bright colored clothes away from your light colored clothes, or your bright colored clothes away from your very white colored clothes, because then you'll end up with pink socks. The second way to sort is by texture. So you might want to think about, do I have very delicate clothes that have lace or embellishments on them that if they were washed and dried together with a very heavy duty clothes like jeans, would they get snagged on, or is there a chance that some delicate clothes could be damaged? The other thing to think about when you sort by texture is lint givers. Things like fleece can kind of pill and take some fabric off, and lint takers like corduroy. Sometimes you'll end up with a whole piece of clothing that has lint all over it, and it's because you didn't sort by texture. However, you can also sort by texture for things like towels and sheets, because those are things that we sleep on and dry off with. And so you really want to make sure that that is washed at a high temperature away from other clothes that might need a more lower temperature water. So you can sort by texture and type of clothing as well. And then the last way to sort is by degree of soil. So you have a really dirty soccer uniform, you had your cat that threw up on your blanket. You don't want to wash that with everything else, because all that dirt or mud or whatever icky stuff would get into the washing water, and then it would get all over your other clothes too. So you want to make sure if you have something really dirty, you want to sort that and wash it separately. That second step is to pre-treat any stains with your favorite stain remover and close all zippers and check pockets, because you don't want to leave something in your pocket that could either damage the clothes like chapstick, or damage the item like your phone, or whoever finds money in my house in the washing machine gets to keep it. So check your pockets for the extra change. Okay, now we're gonna start with the washing machine. There are a couple of things that you have to think about when you start using the washer. First thing is the water level. So what is the size of the load that you're going to be washing? Do you have just a couple of clothes? Do you have medium, large, or extra large? Because you really wanna make sure that you fill up the right amount of water in your washing machine, because if you use too much, it's a waste of water. If you don't use enough, then the clothes are just not going to have enough water to kind of soak in. So I have filled up my washer about 3/4 of the way full. If you fill it all the way to the top, you're not going to have enough room for the clothes to move around in. Next thing you have to think about, extra rinse. Usually that's only if you have super dirty stuff. But then you also want to think about the wash and the rinse cycle. So your 3 types of water temperature, you can use hot, you can use warm, or you can use cold. Hot water is for very durable fabrics. Hot water gets whiter, but it is more expensive. Warm water is for lighter colors. It doesn't necessarily need to be a choice, but it's basically if you you don't want to go all the way hot, but you feel like the cold doesn't clean as well as you want. However, cold water is for colors so that they don't bleed. It is a less expensive choice, and it is usually also good for just keeping your clothes from shrinking. So if you want to make sure, if you have something that you're worried about damaging, you definitely wouldn't want to use hot water. Cold water can be a little bit of a better choice. The rinse temperature, you can see there's a line here. This is the wash temperature and this is the rinse temperature. That rinse temperature really doesn't need to be anything other than cold. It doesn't really do anything to the clothes to make it more than warm for sure, but cold is usually just fine. Agitation cycle, and then you're going to come over here And you're going to think about, do I want it to be gentle, or is it okay if it's regular? Permanent press is for certain types of fabrics, especially if you have like a crease in your pants or in your shirt that you want to keep there. That's what permanent press is for. So you're going to choose the type of agitation cycle that you want to use, and then turn your washing machine on. Now, when it comes time to adding in the laundry detergent, there are a couple of things to think about. First thing is, it's always a good idea to start with the soap first so that it gives the water a chance to kind of distribute all of the laundry detergent. The second thing to think about is you don't need to add too much. Look at the back of the label of the laundry detergent and add the correct amount. Too much laundry detergent and you can end up with a film on your clothes of laundry detergent that didn't really rinse out. So check your manufacturer's label. Last thing to think about, bleach. There is usually a separate compartment for bleach. You don't want to add bleach right to your clothes because that could bleach out the color from your fabrics. So you want to distribute the bleach in the water, and there's usually a separate location for you to add that into your washing machine. So keep a look out for that. So hopefully what you can see there is the agitator. This is what spins around to clean your clothes. What's happening is we filled up the water with the wash temperature, the hot water. It's going to agitate the clothes and get all that grime and muck off. And then the wash machine is going to drain the water, spin the clothes so that they're a little bit drier. And then it's going to fill up again with a rinsed water, cold water. And again, spin it around so it gets up off all the soap. And then it's going to drain that rinsed water and spin them until they're just damp before we add it to the dryer. All right, now we're going to be ready to move the clothes from the washer to the dryer. Two things that you need to think about. You need to think about first, are there any stains that I pre-treated that I need to check to make sure that they are all gone? Because if a stained shirt goes into the dryer, that stain is going to stick. It's basically going to bake the stain onto the shirt. So you want to make sure that the stain is totally removed. If not, you need to pre-treat it again and then wash it again. The second thing you need to check is the lint trap. So take a look at this lint trap. This has been purposefully, because I like to wait so I can show you guys, purposefully not cleaned in a couple of washes. And what you can see is there's all of this lint here. The problem is, this is a fire hazard. So I've read different reports. Some reports say 15,000 fires a year. Other reports say 3,000 fires a year. Either way, it's too many fires. All you have to do is make sure you clean off the lint trap. And every year or so, make sure that you clean inside that lint area, and there's a tube, and that usually has lint in it as well. And if a fire starts, that is all just kindling for the fire. So you want to make sure that you clean off all the lint. It's also a good idea. Sometimes lint fires start at night when people do their dryer at night, and it can really be a hazard. So make sure you clean out that lint trap. All right, fifth and final step is to fold your clothes and put them away. If you leave your clothes in the dryer for too long, they will wrinkle, so you do want to make sure you take the clothes out of the dryer and get them folded as soon as possible. Fold your clothes however you like. Different people have different styles. That's really up to you. But by keeping them folded, they will be wrinkle-free and they will be organized in your drawer. Laundry happens every day. It's something we all have to deal with. The more used to it you get, then the easier it's going to be for you. Thanks for watching.